Hey there and welcome back. Are you tired of having to put a code into your smart lock every time you come home? Well, today I'm going to show you Switchbot's brand new release, the Switchbot Lock Ultra with Vision Combo. This has got 18 methods in which you can unlock it, and that includes both facial recognition and fingerprint. So the methods for unlocking this device include the 3D facial recognition, voice, smartwatch, unlock via geofencing, physical key, fingerprint, password, NFC card, and Switchbot remote. The motor is designed to be 122.2% faster and 10% stronger than the Lock Pro, as well as being noise reduction of below 20 dBs. It offers a 3-tier battery system. The main battery is a 4200 milliamp hour rechargeable battery using USB-C, and this offers up to 9 or 12 months. It's got a CR123A battery for backup, as well as having an electrolytic capacitor for a secondary backup. Another big benefit of this is the amount of lock types that are compatible with the system. Anything from single bolts through to mortises, and special lock kits can be purchased for hard to find lock types. So having a look at the lock itself, it's got a dial over here with a nice smooth clicky action for manually opening and closing. This is our battery compartment. So here's the rechargeable battery, and that has a little port there for charging it using the provided USB-C cable, but it does not offer charger for that, so that just slips in there quite neatly. And then you have your CR123 battery over here. You would just undo that with a screwdriver. Next up, we've got the bracket. So I'm going to be using this universal bracket, which is basically going to be used to offset the lock, and then we're going to use this piece over here, which is going to slide in there like that. And this has a little screw, and effectively this will go just over the top of the inside knob on the inside of my single deadbolt lock. Then we have a cover. There's a nice aluminium cover that fits over the top like that. They provide a little screwdriver for putting everything together. We also have this little magnet, which is designing for sensing whether the door is open or not. We have some screws, and then we have the 3D facial scanning recognition. So there you can see we've got our fingerprint scanner, we've got our codes for buttons for putting code in, and then we have our little scanner for scanning our face. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to work. So next up, I installed this little base plate on the underside of where the battery goes using the 3 screws, and then installed this standoff. You need to measure how far the lock needs to go on the back of the knob to fit properly. Next, I placed the little adapter over the knob and then turned the screw until it clamped down nice and tightly so that I could fit the lock over the top. Next, I removed the backing paper from the adhesive and pressed the lock nice and tight against the door. You need to hold it for about a minute just to make sure that it sticks nicely. As you can see, it does protrude quite far from the lock with this type of lock, but with the other types of fittings, it wouldn't be so far out. But this is a really great option for people that are renting and don't want to be removing the lock hardware itself. As you can see, it moves the lock in and out super fast. Setup was super easy. I just went add device in the Switchbot app, and it came up there. You can see the Lock Ultra. I pressed on the Lock Ultra. Next, you press connect. Now it will start connecting to your device. First of all, do the upgrade. Once it was upgraded, you can select a room that you'd like it to be in. Press next, and there we go. It's successfully added. Next, we want to calibrate the lock. Once you've checked that it's fully extended, you press yes. Now you check that it unlocks completely and press yes. And there the calibration is done. Easy as that. Next, we need to calibrate the door open position magnet. Hold the door 10 centimeters open and press next. And now that's calibrated. Next, we need to pair the keypad. Hold the lock and tick buttons for 2 seconds together to go into pairing mode. Once the green indicator light flashes, press the next button on the app. Once again, the keypad wanted to do an update, select the room for the keypad and press next. Place your phone near the keypad and it will connect, and then put in the test code. Before you set up the fingerprint and the face scanning, you need to enter a password of 6 to 8 digits. Once this is complete, you can now go along and add a face entry. So add an entry, stand between 0.6 and 0.9 meters or arm length away from the camera, and press the button and it will start scanning your face. And now you can save this as the first face. Give it a name and you're done. Next, you can set up a fingerprint. It asks you to touch the fingerprint scanner a few times, then it scans and you save it, giving it a name. I love the speed of this lock. It's just fantastically fast and smooth, and placing your thumb on the pad unlocks the door immediately. Walk up to the door, scans your face and unlocks the door immediately. Now you can only see those little flashes through the camera. Having a look at some of the settings within the app, we can go onto the little wheel at the top here, and we have things like the auto lock, so we can auto lock or auto relock. So we can also go into the night mode and we can set up this super low speed. In that case, it's super quiet. It's around 20 decibels. We also have the auto unlock mode. Basically, you go in and you create a geofence and you save it. Of course, we can have it connected to Home Assistant. I'm using the Hub 2 for this, and we can either lock or unlock via Home Assistant, and we can also tell the status. So to give you my honest feedback about this device, I am absolutely blown away with this lock. Of all the locks I've had over the time I've been playing with smart homes, this is really the absolutely best one that I've played with yet, and it's for a number of reasons. First of all, it was very, very easy to install. I didn't even have to remove the locking hardware at all, which can always be a bit of a nightmare, always, especially when you try and put it back together and it doesn't work properly anymore. So for renters and for people that don't want to fiddle, it's a super easy install. Secondly, it's really strong and fast. The speed at which it locks and unlocks, you've got real confidence that it's not going to jam. It's even got a special mode that puts double power to actually unjam it if something should go wrong. Thirdly, the fact that the lock has got that facial recognition, that for me was amazing. The fact that I just walk up to the door, it literally within a second spots me and opens the lock is so cool. I'm really tired of having to go and put in a code. Fingerprint also worked really, really well. So they've just honestly thought of everything with this lock. And then the fact that they've got so many different kits for installing this, even custom kits, I believe, for really hard to find locks. So yeah, Switchbot, a huge thank you to you. This is not a sponsored video, but I'm just overjoyed by having this lock and I can't wait. Oh, and one more thing is, with my other lock, I always had problems because the part of my door that is actually facing the outside, there's no cover over it. So I've got rain coming up against the lock. And this device is IP65 rated, which means that the little keypad can sit in the rain and it's not going to have any issues. So really, you've met all of my needs. Well, that's all for me now. Please let me know what you think of this lock, and if you've got any other locks that you're using you'd like to tell me about. That's all for now. If you've enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.